Hello, everyone. Welcome to Court with Krissy. Where's Judge Manning with stay away from Chick-fil-A when you need it? Even I want to stay away from Chick-fil-A now. I hope you like it. Court with Krissy is now in session.
Thank you, Judge.
So Cox, Mr. Cox, you're before the court on State of Georgia versus Ryan Mitchell Cox, 2021 CR 08267, counts 1, 2, and 3, public indecency. Mr. Cox, raise your right hand for me. Please solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. You're before the court on State of Georgia versus Ryan Mitchell Cox. Miss Judy Kim is your attorney and she is present. Ms. Kim, what does your client plead to the offenses before the court, counts 1, 2, and 3?
Pleads guilty.
All right, by entering a plea of guilty to counts 1, 2, and 3, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf. Present evidence and testimony on your behalf. If you're not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, factual basis of recommendation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. On or about May the 10th of 2021, officers responded to 11161 Terra Boulevard, Hampton, Georgia, Clayton County, also known as the Chick-Fil-A. When officers arrived on the scene, they conducted an investigation. During their investigation, it was determined that the defendant had committed the offenses of public indecency by exposing and touching his private part on 3 different occasions. Pursuant to their investigation, the defendant exposed himself to the juvenile at the cash cart drive-through. Also, in the drive-through when taking his order, and also exposed himself to at the expediting window as they were giving him his food. Your Honor, those are the facts of the case. Your Honor, for count 1, the state's recommendation is 12 months probation, 40 hours of community service, a fine of $300. For count 2, 12 months probation to run concurrent with count 1. And for count 3, 12 months probation to run consecutive with counts 1 and 2 and 3. And the defendant is to stay away from the victims in the case.
Okay, this is on. Did she wish to make a victim impact statement or?
Your Honor, let me confirm really quick. 1 second. No, ma'am, not at this time.
All right, Mr. Cox, I just can't imagine being a teenager or a young person working, fast food, high school, trying to live your life, and somebody pulls up and unasked, unwanted, they just pull out their penis and show you stuff that they didn't ask for. That's an assault. That wasn't necessary at all. I'm not sure why we're not looking at a psychosexual evaluation. Why aren't we? Because that's not just for funsies and giggles. That's just abusive to people who just were minding their own business doing their job.
Judge, may I interject? It doesn't excuse his behavior at all. I mean, he understands what he did was wrong. He was working long shifts at his work, and it doesn't explain it, Judge. I'm just saying by way of explanation. He doesn't remember this. He no longer lives or works at that. We're in Clayton County. He lives in Spalding County with his family. He has a job as a dispatcher where he works from home. So he has nowhere else to be other than, he said, at home, at work. He is getting ongoing therapy. He's not diagnosed with anything, but for his own mental health, he does get continued treatment. I'm not saying, Judge, it justifies it. It's just by way of explanation that he had been working multiple shifts, but he no longer will be in Clayton County for any reason whatsoever. So I would ask
I
them to
mean, the Clayton County part I don't care about that one way or the other because, I mean, I'm friends with the judge in Spalding. I'm sure he doesn't want this in his county either. The issue is that it was okay to assault those 3 young ladies. And that is something that really can have a toll on people. You know, this is my issue, and I'm just going to be clear. It is my issue. I just really think that in America, we don't take seriously how destructive sexual assault and assaults of those natures, even people think public indecency, oh my goodness, it's just, you know, it's just the naked body. But if I didn't ask to see your naked body, or if I'm working in my regular capacity and I'm just doing my job and you force that on me, that is an assault. And I think in America, we just brush it off. You know, I think nobody gets how that leaves an impression on someone or how that hurts someone. And so, yeah, I get maybe he was working long hours, but working long hours means you fall asleep behind the wheel or you're an erratic driver. It doesn't mean you go to the window and 3 different times because it was the payment window, the expedite window, the checkout with all the windows, and 3 women had to be abused by Mr. Cox just pulling his junk out. And I just don't think that we need to just brush that under the rug. I just don't. I've had here recently a lot of these cases where women will be shopping in a store and somebody will feel it's incumbent upon them to grab them in private parts of their body. There's not enough elbows being thrown. I just really don't understand how people think that that's okay. And Mr. Cox being, ensconced with his family, I don't know if this means that there might be something going on with the family. I have issues with this. And so, yeah, it's me. But I'm just saying, this is not something that I want to just brush under the rug. The only thing that makes me feel a little better is for 2 years, Mr. Cox, you and I, we're going to get to know each other real well. If anything else like this happens, I promise you 2 things. 1, you'll come back before me. And 2, I will remember. Because I almost never forget. It's very, very rare for me to mix up something from a case when that person comes back in front of me. It's happened, but it's rare. So, yeah, I just don't know that we treat the victims of these types of assaults with enough understanding of the impact that these things have on them. And so for those 3 young ladies who had to suffer this, I apologize on behalf of Mr. Cox because you did not deserve that. And so, Mr. Cox, I'm going to accept your plea of guilty to counts 1, 2, and 3. I'll sentence you on count 1 to 12 months probation, a fine in the amount of $300, which is going to be $444, 40 hours of community service, 12 months probation on count 2 to run concurrent, and 12 months probation on count 3 to run consecutive. So for 24 months, you will be on probation. I'll put you in a breakout room for you to sign up for probation with the probation expert, Ms. James. Once you've signed up with Ms. James, please make sure while you are speaking with her, you ask any questions that you might have regarding reporting for probation or anything else that you may need to know about your successfully completing the 24 months of probation. Ms. James is going to be in breakout room number 6. I'm going to put you, Mr. Cox, in breakout room number 6. Is there anything else, Ms. Kim?
nothing further, Judge. Maybe.
All right, Mr. Cox, once you've finished speaking with Ms. James, then you're free to go. Begin your probation. Please understand, like I said, the quickest way to get rearrested is to not report for probation.
Judge, will that probation be moved to Spalding where he resides?
No, ma'am. It's going to be right here.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.